Get our attention back to the front. To hear from the Human Life Extension Group. Please give them a warm welcome.
All right, so we are the Human Life Extension Group. In our group, we have Kylie Serpico, Haley Owl, Derek Leeser, Faith Dearness, Victoria Poroshenko, and Ben McGuire. Now, it's an uncomfortable topic, but none of us like to talk about it. Eventually, we're all going to die. Your ticker's going to stop ticking. You're going to be out of time. Now, by show of hands, how many of you would like to live a longer, healthier life? Easy. It's not all of you. That's what we're going to do. We're going to make lives healthier and longer. Currently, there are actions being taken in extending telomeres in human cells to make human life longer, and there's also being stem cell research done. Now, both of those are quite ready to be released to the public, and are still being worked on. Now, as this field is being more and more researched, they're finding items that people live to 110, 115, quite normally, quite healthy. Now, one of these items that has the longest life expectancy of any of them is an island in Japan called Okinawa. Now, more for a current method that's being taken by scientists is going to come from Victoria Poroshenko.
So scientists are currently researching age-related alleles such as the SIRT1 gene, which they believe is responsible, or one of the genes responsible for aging. And along with this, they're also studying practices such as calorie restriction and telomere extension alternatively to lengthen cell life, therefore lengthening the human's life. However, along with this, there are some issues which involve ethics, because people are worried that what if it doesn't work right, and what if it messes up and their life is cut short with the telomere extension, as well as if it violates many religions, most of which believe in afterlife or reincarnation. And it is also viewed by most scientists as well as citizens who are very underinformed as a science fiction, which is not true, because life extension does not have much research behind it, and therefore they see it this way. But this is because they are ethnically limited to using primates and rodents in all of their experiments, and therefore it is not ethnically possible to be used in humans at this time.
One of the compelling issues that we found with human life extension was education, and specifically with education, we decided to target the youth of the United States. And the reason that we decided to target youth was because younger organs and younger bodily functions mean that they can adapt more to new healthy eating habits and also new exercise patterns. And along with that, we did a lot of research on the different life expectancies around the world, and we discovered Okinawa, Japan, which is one of the places that has one of the highest life expectancies, and we concluded that the reason they have higher life expectancies is because of their diet and exercise patterns. So, since human life extension is fairly new to the scientific community, there isn't much research done on technologies or medicines that could be used to test on humans, but what we do know now is that diet and exercise will help extend your life. And so we've made it our mission to inform the youth about it, and that is what will be talked about later in our conference.
As previously stated, we propose to launch an educational program emphasizing the benefits of healthy living and healthy eating. Reasoning behind The material for this will be researched in the islands of Okinawa and then integrated into physical education courses. And the reason behind this is that so many teens are unaware of how their lifestyle affects their health. Eating fast food frequently does damaging effects to one's health because there are nutrients such as fats and sodium. Now, in small quantities, these nutrients are necessary, but when consumed in excess, they can have many harmful effects such as high blood pressure. High blood pressure means that weaker veins have a higher possibility of breaking. Now, if this happens in a brain, this is a stroke. The best part about this goal is it is SMART. SMART is an acronym meaning specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-oriented. We wish to educate teens on benefits of healthy living, that is specific, measurable. At the end of our program, we will launch online surveys to assess how successful we've been. Achievable. This takes nothing new, no new technologies. Relevant. By improving quality and decreasing risk factors that could shorten your life, we are increasing the probability that someone will live to their fullest potential. And time-oriented. No new technologies need to be researched. Therefore, this
After obtaining $250,000 from the grant money and an extra $125,000 from the Bill Gates Foundation, we will have $375,000 to spend on researching, documenting, and educating others on the diet of Okinawa. We will spend $30,000 on various social media accounts during our 6-month stay in Okinawa and during our 6 months of traveling in the United States. We will spend a total of $54,000 on traveling. Of that money, $18,000 will be spent to travel to Okinawa, and another $18,000 will be spent to travel back from Okinawa. That will leave $18,000 to be used to travel to various teacher workshops throughout the United States. Once in Okinawa, we will spend $50,000 on food, shelter, and other basic necessities for the duration of our stay. We will spend $21,000 for a translator for the duration of our stay. We will spend $100,000 to create our documentary. That money will cover camera equipment, computers, and producing programs. Since we'll be filming and editing the documentary ourselves, we will not need to hire directors or producers. When we return to the United States, we will spend another $50,000 on shelter for our team. We will spend the previously mentioned $18,000 of travel money for gas and car repairs while we travel to different teacher workshops, proposing that our documentary be taught in all high school health classes. We will spend $30,000 to hire a part-time publicist to promote our documentary and get the word out. After the traveling and promoting is done, we will spend $40,000 on 4 different annual surveys to test the high school students that chose to be taught our program, so that the high school students can be questioned all 4 years of their high school career to see how successful the program really was.
From our research, we discovered that the people from the Okinawa Islands have a longer lifespan, and our group decided that we were going to travel there and make a documentary on how they live, eat, exercise, and function on a daily basis. Our goal is to have the documentary added into the school's health and physical education curriculum, and we are going to share the documentary with teachers during their recertification workshops. We want the teachers to help us teach the younger generation to learn how to maintain a healthier lifestyle. And we are targeting the younger generation because they have newer and better functioning organs. In order to do this, we need to raise $375,000, and we are asking for $250,000, and we are hoping that the Bill Gates Foundation will fund us with the other $125,000, and we want to help the younger generation learn how to live a longer and more natural and healthier life.
Let's see, we'll start at the back.
Did you consider the higher standard of living that actually occurs in Okinawa? Because there's not a lot of tracking there to go.
We did consider that, and that is one of the reasons why we did choose this topic. because Okinawans generally live better than the African American.
How do you know it's not genetically that they're living longer, and it's actually has to do with their lifestyle?
Well, part of it has become genetic because it's taken place so long in Okinawa, but if we target the younger generations and we start this change now, then we can help. It won't do as dramatically as it does in Okinawa because it's taken place for centuries upon centuries there. But if we start now, then it can become an American lifestyle.
Derek, I think you said that it's not going to take any research to actually implement this in society, like in the gym class and stuff. But aren't you guys going on like a 6-month trip to research how you're going to implement it in the schools and stuff? So, like, are you actually doing research, or are you just going over there to study their lifestyle?
We will be researching their diet and lifestyle, but what I meant by no new research is needed was technological research. Technology required for this are currently available for use.
So, in the introduction, they were talking about the telomere extension. So how would that relate back to a better lifestyle? Is that more not, is the telomere extension more of the biotechnology or the lifestyle not implemented?
Can you repeat the last section of your question?
Is the telomere life extension in themselves the more of the biotechnology side and the lifestyle choice more of just another way to do it?
Well, with the telomeres, it's not implemented in humans, so yes, it is the biotechnology side, but you can't do it yet. Diet and exercise is proven to work, and it can happen now. The telomeres can't happen currently.
Yeah, like the research that we did on things like telomeres and like stem cell research is that people, like scientists, have only been able to do it on animals like rats or maybe mole rats or something, and so they don't really know if it's ever going to be safe to test on humans. But it's been proven that diet and exercise can help improve life, so that's why we went to that side rather than the ones that we're in the show.